Hello everybody, welcome back to another election prediction video. This time we're covering the 2024 election between the two most likely candidates to face off against each other. So a lot has changed since the last video. A lot more polls have come out over the past month that have actually changed a few of my ratings in a few of these states. And it just continues to get worse for Joe Biden. It really looks like he's really going to struggle here. I definitely think it's going to be a lot closer than the 2020 election. It's going to be tough for Biden to hold on here, considering it's kind of hard to win back support here when you're older in age. And he's not the best campaigner either due to his age. But another plus side for Biden, well, one of the plus sides for Biden is Trump is also extremely old. So again, Biden's very unpopular, but so is Trump. We also have to factor in that. But Biden's approval ratings right now are in the 30s currently, most of the polls I've seen. So he's in an uphill battle here, mainly because I really think that the situation in Gaza has brought down a lot of his support because he's not calling for a ceasefire, still giving weapons to Israel. I feel like that has definitely hurt him in the general election, especially with more left-wing voters and Arab voters in a few of these swing states, especially Michigan, which we'll be covering in on how those polls are turning out. But starting off with the first few states, Iowa, just safe Republican. It's not going to be even competitive at all. The Republican shift here is going quite their way, and Biden just poll after poll is just losing the state by around double digits or so, which would make it a swing state. And currently, I think Trump probably wins here by about 10 points or so. In Nebraska second, I still think Biden holds on this district, but it is in a bit of an erosion here just because he's performing worse, well, pretty much everywhere. In the polls, Trump actually leads in popular vote currently by 2.2% on average. So again, we're going to see his support dwindle in most states here. Going on with the next state, Alaska. I changed my mind on this because, again, Alaska has ranked choice voting that impacts in presidential elections. And just with that ranked choice, a lot of these third party candidates who lean more left, like Cornel West or RFK, they would probably rank their second choice as Joe Biden. So, oh, and Jill Stein as well, which we don't even know if she's on the ballot yet. But with Alaska, due to ranked choice voting, it's going to be about a likely Republican state. It is one of those states that are just trending more Democratic, and RCV will definitely help Biden out in this state. So he'll get it down to an 8-point Trump victory or so at the end of the day when all the ballots are counted. The state of Ohio is very close to making this a safe Trump state, but I still think it's going to go right below 10 points, probably an 8 to 9-point Trump victory. I'll put it at 8.5% or so. But again, there's a lot of Republican trends going on here. Biden kind of needs to keep it from going over 10 points because that just makes Sherrod Brown's life much harder to win the Senate seat, which Democrats need it. If they want to keep the Senate, they have to win the presidency and the Senate seat in Ohio and Montana. But for now, I still think it'll be about a 8.5% Trump victory in Ohio. I don't think it'll shift as hard as Iowa would. Going down to the state of Florida, there's a really real chance this state goes by over 10 points for Donald Trump just because I keep seeing the registration numbers. Democrats are falling behind every month by 70 or 80,000 votes, net loss to the Republicans at this point. They're just beating them in registration. I probably would even see Miami-Dade probably flip for the Republicans just because they keep doing better and better with Latino voters and Cuban voters in the state of Florida. This state has just taken a hard right turn, so likely Republican. Texas, on the other hand, I think it'll be about a same Trump 5-point victory or so, just because, again, the urban areas in Texas are experiencing a lot of population growth. That's one good thing going in for Biden and the Democrats, but it'll still be a likely Republican state as of right now. I think Trump has built quite a decent lead in the popular vote, and that definitely is translating to a lot more wins for him in the Electoral College. The state of Colorado, it's just long gone for Republicans. It's done. I don't think they have any chance at making the state competitive in the future. It's pretty much gone the opposite way Florida has. It's just the Democrats are just going to keep doing better and better here, keep winning over those more Republican types of House seats here. I still think Boebert's old district here is probably going to go blue again because the Republicans are running Ron Hanks, I'm pretty sure his name. He's just as bad as Boebert, just extremely right wing. He probably wouldn't be the best fit for a district like that. But again, let's keep focusing on the presidential election. Colorado's gone for Republicans. New Mexico and Virginia, traditionally Democratic states. I think Trump will get them below 10% victories from Biden here. But there's still just 8-point Biden victories, each of them in these states. Still not enough for them to flip. And I did see that he was planning on campaigning these, and even in New York, which he says that all the time. I kind of doubt he's actually going to invest in those states. Okay, going up to the northeast. Maine at large, I think will be about a likely blue state, while Maine second is about likely Republican. Again, this state could go over 10% in favor of the Democrats, but Biden's just doing worse and worse in the popular vote polls, so it's going to hurt him a bit here in Maine. New Hampshire, on the other hand, likely blue. Most polls here still have Biden up by quite a bit against Trump. Trump is just pretty hated in the state. I don't think they have it out against incumbent leaders either. I don't know where that myth came that New Hampshire hates incumbents. Last time in the Senate election, I saw the Democrats won by a pretty good margin, and Biden continues to lead by like a likely margin in most of the polls. So again, Trump's just not a good fit for this very socially liberal state. It's pretty much trending Democratic at this point. Two southern states here. North Carolina. A lot of polls have shown Trump leading by a likely Republican margin. I don't really think that's going to happen. I think those polls are a bit of an outlier here. I don't think North Carolina is going to go like 8 points Republican or so, like Florida is. It's still a competitive swing state, and it'll remain that in the future. In Georgia, again, most polls just keep showing Trump up here by a pretty decent amount. So currently, I think Trump's pretty favored to win here. Biden's doing worse with black voters, especially in those polls. Then again, Trump up with like, what? You getting 30% of the black vote in some of these polls? I highly doubt it's that high. The best he could get with black voters is probably like 18 or 20 points. It's not going to hit 30. I just feel like that's a bit of an outlier there. So again, just because Biden kind of is doing worse with black voters, it's probably not as bad as what the polls are saying here. I think this state will probably be about a 1-point Trump victory, so that'll keep it into the lean Republican column. So Trump already at 251. Heading over to the state of Nevada and Arizona. Even though polls have Trump up in both these states, I highly doubt them as well. I think Trump will definitely face a very uphill battle in the state of Arizona. I don't think he's going to do well in Maricopa County, which swings the state either way. I think the Democrats are probably going to narrowly hold on in the state of Arizona just because of their pro-choice messaging, and in Nevada as well, just due to Trump railing against abortion a few times. It's a very pro-choice state, Nevada. Even though Trump's up right now here, polls in Nevada frequently underestimate Democrats. We had a Senate election not so long ago that had Trump, or no, has the Republicans up by 5%, and they lost the Senate race. So until Trump's leading by more than 5 on an average of these polls, I still think the Democrats are going to narrowly hold on in this state. Again, I always think Republicans are kind of overestimated here. Okay, and now we're in the 4 last states here, the Rust Belt. In Minnesota, Biden's margin has certainly gone down as we have gone on in this election season. So now he's only going to win by about 4 points in the state of Minnesota. Quite the drastic loss for him. He won Minnesota by about 7 last time. Now he's only winning by 4. So again, he's losing support in these Rust Belt states just due to his approval rating going down. And he's losing a bit of Arab voters, which would definitely hurt him in the state of Minnesota. Moving on to the state of Wisconsin, I think Trump's probably going to be winning this state by about 1.5% or so against Joe Biden as of right now. And in the state of Pennsylvania, I would probably put that as a tilt Republican state, thus giving Trump the Electoral College. Again, Trump's doing quite well in the popular vote polls. Even if he wins the popular vote, he's probably going to get a pretty decent victory in the Electoral College. Okay, heading on to the state of Michigan. I know this is going to be a surprising one, but most of these polls here keep showing Trump leading here, and it's just because Biden has lost a lot of support with just Arab Americans in the state of Michigan, which is a crucial part of his victory in the Detroit areas, the urban areas in the state of Michigan. He needs those Arab voters to go his way, but again, they're just disapproving of his handling of the current wars going on. So it's enough to swing the needle in favor of Donald Trump in the state of Michigan. Just every poll has Trump leading here in the state, and Biden's definitely lost a lot of support in his current coalition. So I have this as a tilt Republican flip. So it's a weird looking map to see Nevada and Arizona blue, while the states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and PA are red. But that's currently where I see things happening if the election were held today. Keyword is today. I don't think this lead we're seeing right now with Trump up is probably going to last. There's possible convictions and possible jail time Trump faces. And we could see young voters go back towards Biden, and minority voters as well, and Arab voters as well. So if young voters and minority voters head back to Biden, then he could win back those three core Rust Belt states of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. But as of right now, we're not seeing that happening in the polls. So currently, Trump will have a narrow electoral college victory. And the election's not over. It's definitely going to be extremely close. But that's kind of where I see things happening today in the month of January 2024. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, highly recommend doing so. And if you agree or disagree with this video, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what states you would change on this map. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.